Welcome to today's news report. My name is Dwayne Garcia, and I'll be your leading news reporter for today. But before we continue, I just want to take this time out to tell everyone I hope you all are keeping safe, washing your hands, and doing the right thing. The government is trying their best to keep us all safe during these hard times. Let's talk about the news for today. Today's news, we have two students that went hiking into the Mountain Pine Ridge area. While hiking, these students were interrupted by a very unknown species that was not usual to them. The species was somewhat look-alike like a squirrel mixed with a rabbit. But for their information, they only took pictures to send to a research lab where Dr. Roberto Cruz, which is a highly intelligent biologist, looked into the information on this animal. But we're going to leave it as that and take it to him to give us an insight.
Good day, and thank you for having me on air today. My name is Dr. Roberto Cus, the current team leader for the team observing the newly discovered species, which is the Blackadder's rabbit. So far, 3 individuals have been identified and captured within the Mountain Pine Ridge area, and these individuals are currently under our observation at the Tropical Education Center, which is located near the Belize Zoo. So far, what little information we've gathered is that the species, which is now known as the Blackadder's rabbit, after Arnold Blackadder, the discoverer, who was hiking in the Mountain Pine Ridge area whenever he discovered the species. The account that he gave to us is that he was walking along the pathway as when he noticed a small animal darting about in the underbrush of the tree line. He then went to observe, and that was where he discovered the new species, which he has dubbed the Blackadder's rabbit. The Blackadder's rabbit, despite its name, is more closely related to the paca, which is the gibnut, and which many of you know happens to inhabit our forests in Belize. The scientific name of the Blackadder's rabbit, therefore, is the Cuniculus blackadder. The taxonomy is as follows: Kingdom Animalia, Phylum Chordata, Subphylum Vertebrata, Class Mammalia, Order Rodenta, Family Cuniculida, Genus Cuniculus, and Species Cuniculus blackadder. The Blackadder rabbit is a small rodent resembling that of the lowland paca or the lute. It stands at 1 feet tall, including its tail. It extends to another feet, resulting in a total length of 2 feet. It is brown with black accents, has a bushy tail similar to that of a squirrel, and possesses the ears similar to a rabbit's. Cuniculida, genus Cuniculus, and species Cuniculus blackadder. Alright, fuck, it's hot. The Blackadder rabbit, from observation, is found to inhabit areas of elevation 700 to 1000 meters, and the animal leads a very solitary lifestyle, and which is one of the reasons for the late discovery in Belize. The Blackadder's rabbit diet, from what we can tell, mainly consists of nuts and small fruit. Similar to the paca, it also has a love for the cocoon nut. The structure of the digestive system is quite commonly found within other mammals and is very simple. If you allow me to, I would very much like to explain these systems. The food is chewed, after which saliva produced by the salivary glands mixes with the food. The chewed and softened food passes through the esophagus after being swallowed. It goes to the stomach, a sac-like organ, which secretes gastric digestive juices. The partially digested food and gastric juice mixture is called chyme. Chyme passes from the stomach to the small intestine, after which further protein digestion takes place in the small intestine. It then passes to the large intestine and makes its way to the rectum. The rectum is the terminal end of the large intestine. Its primary role is to store the feces until defecation. gastric emptying occurs within 2 to 6 hours after a meal. The Blackadder's rabbit possesses a closed circulatory system. The animal also possesses a 4-chamber heart and a double circulatory. The right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the body, and the right ventricle sends it to the lungs to be oxygenated. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs, and the left ventricle sends it to the rest of the body. Similarly, the nervous system of the Blackadder's rabbit is quite common and shows traits of a common mammalian nervous system. It has two main divisions: the central nervous system, consisting of the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system. The reproductive process of the Blackadder's rabbit has been observed at the Tropical Education Center and resembles that of common house rabbits. The male produces sperms in the testes, which are then stored in the epidermis until ejaculation. The females produce an ovum or an egg that matures in the ovary. When the eggs are released from the ovary, they travel to the uterine tubes for fertilization. In order for this to occur, the male first courts the female by urinating on her. After a successful courtship, he then has sex with her, depositing his sperm into her, thereby fertilizing her. From what we know so far, litters are 6 to 8 offsprings and occur as often as once a year, with a gestation period of 5 months. The animals in observation are to be donated to the Belize Zoo without harm, and another research team is about to be assigned to further look into species population size. This is very exciting, as it could play a huge role in current conservation efforts ongoing in the Mountain Pine Ridge area. And I just want to say once again, thank you for having me on air, and hope to be here sometime again with more information as it unfolds.
It's our pleasure, Roberto Chris. Thanks for giving us this insight on your discovery. We thank you and all scientists that make it very easy for us to identify these unknown species while we making our way onto this new developed world. Thank you for doing all your hard work to discover them. And there, we're going to call it a night. Good night, everyone, and I hope you have a great time.